the resort in Manila. And in the meantime, these are the latest pictures showing the Resorts World Manila complex in the Philippines. This building was the one that was struck in an apparent terror attack, which has left at least 25 people injured. Islamic State has reportedly said it's behind the assault. And this video is believed to show the moment of the attack.
Oh my God, you guys, I can hear gunshots. Oh my God. We're at Resorts World. And you can see the smoke and there's gunshots and people are shooting at each other. Oh God.
Well, as we heard there, at least 25 people are thought to have been injured in the attack. Witnesses reported sounds of explosions and gunfire. While the resort in question is located in a busy area near to the airport, it can host up to 1,500 guests and caters specifically for foreign tourists. The complex contains a large shopping centre, including boutiques, cinemas, a theatre and a casino. And our correspondent, Charlotte Bensky, who is in Manila for us, has been tweeting on the latest. She's revealed that the hotel she's been staying in has been warned to increase security in the wake of the assault. Here are the details we got from her just a few moments ago.
Well, this happened in the last half an hour, so here in Manila, in the Philippines. It's actually a resort that's very close to the hotel that I'm staying in, and actually in the last half an hour we have seen several police vans and trucks packed on the streets here in Manila, their way down to this area. It's the Girls Hotel, which we understand has been part of this attack, and we understand that several people have been injured. It's a popular tourist hotel with British tourists and other Western tourists here in the Philippines, and we do understand that the entire area is on lockdown at the moment. That this comes amid a lot of issues here in the Philippines, including down in the southern islands where we've seen entire cities that have been taken over by jihadist gunmen over the last week, and several infighting. In fact, in the south of the Philippines, one of the main islands has actually been declared under a state of law and a state of emergency. But here in the capital, now fear over what the aftermath of this attack is. As I say, we understand that several people may have been injured in this attack. That's not yet been confirmed. This attack only happened in the last half an hour, so but there is a lot of activity here in Manila, and we understand that the police have cordoned off the area and are not allowing people to get close to this resort. The World Manila is practically here in the Philippines. Took place at around midnight local time. Gunfire and explosions were reported at that hotel. And I say a hotel very popular with Western tourists. And we have been seeing some footage being posted on social media showing the hotel's guests. It's essentially looking like they're running for their lives, as some shots have been heard at that resort. Other videos that show casualties being rushed following what is being suspected as a terror attack. And this hotel is actually very close to one of the international airports here in the Philippines. Actually, one of the busiest airports in the country, and one that I came to about 2 hours ago. So this is all very safe. We're waiting to find out exactly what has happened, how many people have been injured, and what types of injuries they have sustained.
Well, now we're going to get across live to former US Defense Department official Michael Maloof. Michael, thank you for rejoining us. Picking up on what we were talking about before, ISIL now has a presence in the Philippines as never before. What can be done to solve this problem, and can martial law actually help?
Well, I think Duarte has, President Duarte of the Philippines, in effect, has initiated martial law at this point. He can do that, and the predominant threat is in the south, but it is moving up, and this is just the cell that has launched this attack. I think it's unknown the extent to which the ISIS presence is in the Philippines, although it has been growing. And you have a lot of disgruntled groups and other jihadi Salafist groups that are in the Philippines. They're small cells, but they could be starting to unite and starting to offer ISIS a whole new venue. ISIS's threat to the Far East has been known for some time, from South Asia into East Asia, and we're seeing that as its own caliphate begins to, has basically disintegrated, except for Raqqa and Mosul. But as that caliphate has disintegrated, we're going to be seeing more ISIS activities in terms of insurgency attacks, principally in major cities. And with places like the Philippines, they're not expecting anything like this, and they don't have the people are not geared for it, and so it's very shocking to say the least in this predominantly Catholic country.
Well, why, in your opinion, then, could they have chosen such a particular target for the attack? I mean, it's a hotel resort. Do you think it's because there are predominantly a lot of foreigners there?
Well, not only a lot of foreigners, it's like the Sin City of Manila, if you will, because of the gambling and the night clubbing and other night social activities. This is absolutely anathema to the extremist Salafist thinking and interpretation of the Quran. So, and that's why we've heard recent reports, for example, in the United States, that Las Vegas, which is a major gambling capital in the United States, is also on much higher alert. They've had some tips in recent days through law enforcement channels. So they have heightened their alert system as well, because in the past, Al-Qaeda and ISIS have always looked upon locations such as Las Vegas as absolutely immoral and against the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad in their interpretation.
Well, given what you just said, do you therefore think that this was perhaps a security failure? I mean, hotels usually have heavy protection and guards, and especially after martial law was introduced.
Well, hotels generally have some security, but when you have an onslaught of an overwhelming force like this with automatic weapons, there's no amount of protection that you can offer short of a martial law. Now, they should have been much more on a much higher state of alert in the capital itself, in light of the what happened just yesterday in Kabul and Baghdad before that, Manchester, and also in the southern part of the Philippines. There should have been much greater alertness and force on the streets, because that kind of an awareness, that kind of presence tends to deflect a little bit of the desire to want to launch attacks. But in this case, they weren't doing it. And it's like business as usual, and that you can't do that under this condition.
Then also, do you think going forward then, do you think now that the Philippines has declared war on ISIL that we could see more attacks?
Oh, I think they have. I think President Duarte has made it very clear that he's not going to put up with it. He's not going to spare them in any way, shape, or form. He basically is going to go after them. And he sort of announced that last week when ISIS attacked in the south. So I think that Duarte is going to be very, very harsh, just as he has with the drug enforcement people, with the illegal drugs in the country. He borders on ruthless in some respects, but he's certainly going to treat terrorists this way.
Well, as you yourself alluded to earlier, I mean, yesterday we saw the attack on Kabul, which was also reportedly carried out by ISIL. Amid a recent wave of the assaults across Europe, as you said, Manchester, does it seem like ISIL has actually gained in activity, contrary to what some of the experts are saying?
Well, it's actually an increase in activity, if I heard you correctly. ISIS also stated that they were going to be doing more of these attacks especially during the period of Ramadan. And this is when people are fasting, they're not expecting it, and they hit them in the evenings, just like in Baghdad the other night. It was a predominantly Shia group that was having their iftar, their dinner, their nighttime dinner, when there was a large accumulation in crowds of people. That's when they attack. Is where there are crowds of people, then you can always expect or be concerned about potential attacks in these highly vulnerable areas. And Baghdad, for example, it still remains vulnerable, notwithstanding the fact that you have this army out there, but they are being divided and conquered in some respects because of the insurgency attacks in different locations virtually at the same time. And puts the military on a poor footing because they can't establish themselves while they're trying to clean out Mosul. They have all these other attacks, and that's the whole purpose of these insurgencies, is to throw the government off balance so that they can have the greatest effect for their cause.
Indeed, we'll leave it there. Michael Malouf, former US Pentagon official, thank you very much indeed for your time. Thank you.